Nigel Benn has undergone numerous ongoing medical tests, including periodic brain scans by some of the top specialists in the world. Every boxer who enters the ring acknowledges the dangers of combat, and this is certainly the case with Nigel Benn. His win over Gerald McLennan and seeing what happened to fellow boxer Michael Watson pay testimony to that. Boxing is a dangerous sport, but then so is horse racing, motor racing, rugby, karate, judo, MMA and numerous other contact sports. For that reason, and giving consideration for his age, Nigel has actually been pressured by friends, family and indeed members of the press to jump through every single hoop and hurdle to determine if he could attain a level of fitness, strength, agility and resistance to compete in the ring again. He's passed every test with flying colours, so according to the opinion of highly qualified medical professionals, he is indeed fit to box. And the British and Irish Boxing Authority have issued a boxing licence to Nigel. That's why I believe conclusively that he is now the fittest 55-year-old man on planet Earth. In a few minutes you'll be hearing from Gianluca Di Caro, on my right, a senior official with the British and Irish Boxing Authority and a leading specialist in head trauma by the side of him, Professor Michael Graham. After their words, Nigel Benn will explain his return to the ring and indeed why he feels we should be calling this event, the boxing event, closure. After this, the floor will be open for your questions.
I'm Gianluca Di Caro, Vice President of the British and Irish Boxing Authority. The British and Irish Boxing Authority is honoured to be sanctioned organisation to oversee the event on November the 23rd. Our organisation considers health and safety to be paramount importance and have introduced extensive health and safety initiatives over the years to improve the standards that currently exist around the world. These initiatives include infra scanners ringside during the events and ensuring head trauma signs and symptoms trained officials are appointed. As an organisation, we ensure ring officials are all trained to associations of professional boxing commission standards. Quite rightly, Nigel and his team wanted to ensure all possible risks are minimised ahead of the return to the ring. So before sanctioning the contest, we undertook an extensive risk analysis and insisted on a strict health and fitness examination of the boxers. Once again, I would like to say that we are truly honoured to be involved in this incredible event.
Nigel's certainly as fit, if not fitter than most of them. Certainly he's one of the fittest, if not the fittest, 55-year-old boxer on the planet. And as I said, if we look at some of the other boxers who've currently got licences, they've got physiological ages of about 60. So I think there's no issue at all with his ability and his opportunities on this new fight. So anyway, good luck to Nigel and thanks very much for inviting me here today.
It's been a long time coming, and one thing is I'd like to thank to have both of my sons, Connor and Harley, here. Yeah, it's been a journey that I've been on. This fight is all about me. It wasn't financial, it wasn't nothing. It was always about closure that I wanted, that I never had. And I'm really going to go back in time. I suffered with a lot of issues in my life from a young age, from 1972, when my brother died. I had a lot of issues that I was struggling with, the murder of my brother, which I carried through to my adult life. At the age of 8, I started smoking cigarettes to 41, started doing ecstasy, smoking spliff all through my career, but suffered with depression. There's not one fight that I went through that I never suffered with. It was bugging me. I don't even think I was at my best. I don't know how I got that far. To be inducted in the Hall of Fame, voted the best super middleweight in history, along with Joe Kawasaki by the WBC. And I thought to myself, wow, I didn't know how I'd done it. Some of the fights, I thought, well, how did I get through that? And now, my whole life has changed, because even when I fought Steve the last time, I just stopped because I had issues. I had one son born, and then another son born from 2 different parents. And I struggled with that. My wife was about to leave me, and I'm preparing for a world title fight. I'm not focused. I'm not even in the right frame of mind. So I've got to let you know where I've been. And I was in a dark place for so many years, all through my career. There was no joy because there was always something attached. Oh, great fight with Joe McClellan, yeah, but this girl, Michael Watson, oh yeah, this drug. So everything was attached to something. It was no joy. It always ended, I always kind of think myself, I always had a problem. The only time I actually had peace is when I was away training. That was the only time I had peace, all through my career. There was like suicidal thoughts. I didn't want to be where I was. And I just want you to understand what I was going through. And then, in about 2008, I had an encounter with Jesus. That's when my life changed, truly changed. As soon as I had that encounter, no spliffing, no ecstasy, no women, absolutely nothing. But I always carried on training. Like a warrior, I always trained, I never stopped training.
All right, Nigel. Nice to see you coming back.
Yeah.
Just a basic question. Obviously you've got this guy, Bika, your boxing.
Yeah.
Who else was you looking at prior to this guy being announced?
Oh, well, I'm glad you said that. We started off with Chris, first of all. Yeah. You know, it's just hard work. You know, it's always going to be hard work. And I've waited like 5 years. Then we spoke to Roy Jones, and I can show you the text. He wanted 10 million. What? Then Jeff Lacy, we tried to get hold of. We tried to get hold of Bernard Hopkins. I didn't want any kind. I wanted a good fighter. Then. I know, get there, I know. Then we got hold of Steve, and I've known Steve for 23 years. This fight was meant to be Steve. But then it all started changing. It was like, well, no, I want 50%. And I thought, okay, I don't mind it. To me, it's not about money. And then he said, well, I want this guaranteed sign. And then one of my agents said, Nigel, it's not about him, it's about you. You're the one that wants closure. And then I said, Lord, you know what, I just pray that you put somebody else there. And he put somebody else there, so I said, Steve, that's it, mate. Because it all just came about money to other people, but to me it wasn't about money. It's about me actually for closure. So that's where we are now. So I had about five people. And the last person was Sakio Bika. He said, yeah, I'll take it. And I thought, yeah, I'll have it. No mucking around. He's going to come to fight.
Thank you. Who would like to ask a question? Sir.
I know. You keep talking about closure. How do you know you're going to find closure?
I think, you know what it is? I think because closure, because me personally, I think with the Steve fight, I know it's at that time where I thought I would have closure with Steve, but I went away and I thought, oh, let me just cry, but I didn't feel nothing because I had so much going on. And I know what you're saying, I just know in my heart, there's so many things that I want to be able to do in Australia, especially with my family, my kids, because they've been through the mill. It's being able to just say, you know what, kids, it's over with. And to be able to spend a lot of good quality time, not in the gym all the time. And I know this is going to be closure for me, 100%. At 55, it's got to be closure.
Thank you, Nigel. Okay, we'll move back into the room a little bit. Who else would like to ask a question? I'll go back there. I'll quickly walk around to you, sir.
Thanks for inviting us here today.
Thank you.
Film for the Gamble Life TV app. I want to ask you, do you think this fight is the biggest challenge of your career yet?
No, not really. I think, you know what it is? It's like, I know me. I don't think it's the biggest challenge of my career. I think, you know what it is? It's just closure. I don't think it's the biggest challenge of my career. I honestly know me. And everyone's thinking, yeah, Nigel. No. People need to think about him. That's how I feel. I know my capabilities. And plus I don't have no stress, I don't have no worries no more in my life. I actually have peace. So people can say it's the biggest fight. Yeah, I know Sakio. He lives in Australia. I've seen him fight many times. But I know my capabilities, I know his.
Okay, moving on quickly.
Hello, my name's Harold. What's kept your confidence? You got confidence, haven't you?
Absolutely.
What's kept you going?
Him upstairs, mate.
Look, I don't want to fight, but...
Pardon?
I don't want to fight, but, you know, no, we can't. We can't have this on.
I didn't hear what...
We can't have this on together. In the sense that when you're going to box, right, I wanted to box you a long time ago.
Yeah, well, it's a bit too late now. I wish you'd have let me know.
Damn, next time around we'll do it.
No.
It's Harold.
Who's it? Oh, Harold! It's Harold Graham. Oh, I didn't want to fight you, but you want to go, no, mate, you're hard work. How are you, Harold?
All right, thank you. All right.
Yeah, good to see you, mate.
No, it's good to see you.
I thought I knew the voice.
Look, I hope you do this, honestly. You deserve it for what you've been through.
I just want closure, buddy. Just want closure. And it's coming.
Good, it's coming. Good. I'm just watching, that's all.
Good. God bless you.
All the best.
And a very welcome guest, of course. Any more questions from the audience? Hand you over here to Connor.
Yeah, so you know you talk about closure.
Yeah.
What happens if you spark him out in the first round? Will that still be closure?
Yeah, 100%.
Well, you won't want another one, 100%.
100%. Why? I think you know what it is, son. You know everything. You know what we've been through as a family. I think you know. You've seen me train non-stop from when we lived into Mallorca. We were from Mallorca, then we now we're in Australia. And you was 12 years old when I was still talking about this.
I know, but I see you training for all that time, good 10 years, you know, you've been in the gym for 3 minutes, you're telling me you wouldn't fancy another one?
No, do you know what it is, son? No, I think you know what it is. It's being able to spend more time with you, spend more time with Han, spend more time with my family. Because you know that all I've been doing is just training. It's like, you know, it's like an addiction. I've just been training, but I just want to be able to spend time with my family, Layla, Levi, Mum, India. But being able to, not only that, there's a lot of things I want to do. A lot of things, and I want to be able to spend more time with my family. You need to fly back over.
I've got a lot of work I've got to do here still.
Okay.
I'll be out there down under soon.